Hey YouTube, how's it going? I brought you out to the out-yard today to check them out and to put on something I told you I didn't do here in Florida, fondant. Now this is not because the bees need fondant, this is because I was just watching a whole bunch of videos about people using Hive Alive up north, and I was, kind of looking around for some homemade recipes, and I just decided to try to make some. So I took a 25-pound bag of sugar and made up my own batch of fondant, put a little bit of thymol in it, and I also added a little bit of essential oils with lemongrass and spearmint oil. Both of those were kind of recommended for some folks for some essential oils. So anyway, I made my own homemade fondant. It didn't come out perfectly my first time. The crystals are still a little bit thick. I think I needed to whip it a little bit more. So next time I'm gonna make it in the same big pot on top of my outdoor, the fish fryer, kind of a fryer. And I think I'm gonna use a 5-gallon paint bucket mixer next time to blend it up. It gets pretty thick and you need a little bit more torque, and I didn't want to go inside with a kitchen mixer to make it with a batch as big as 25 pounds. But anyway, this is kind of what it looks like. I made it up and I put it in little Ziploc baggies. And you can kind of see it's pliable. I'm just gonna slice it a little bit and throw it in there. I've done this in my other hives and the bees are eating it pretty quickly. And we did have some temperatures down into the low 30s last week, and those are days they don't fly. So having, either 2-to-1 sugar syrup inside of an interior feeder or something like this for them to chew on is something that you can evaluate doing in your yard. I don't think this is required in Florida because the bees have so many fly days and they can go out and find food or take liquid food if it's in your hive. So this is not something I'm saying you need to do, but it's an experiment I wanted to run. So it's about 75 degrees out here. It's really, really muggy. We had over 4 inches of rain here yesterday in Zone 9B in Jacksonville. So it's just one of those gushy days out in the out-yard, but plenty of warm temperature here. All right, so I'm gonna put you around my neck for this one, and I'm just gonna crack open these 4 hives, take a quick check and see how they look, and throw on the fondant, and then that'll be it. It should be pretty quick. Stick around. All right, here, let's grab my hive tool, and let's start over here on this double nuke. Just for grins, pop the top. They should not be too populated up here. They should be clustering down below a little bit. But look at them up here. Looking down into the feeder, I don't see any liquid present. I'm sure they probably polished that off. It was on the 23rd. I added a pollen patty, if you remember last time we came out here. Go ahead and crack this off. And look how they're doing on that pollen patty. Starting to dry out a little bit, but look, they've gone through about 80% of that. That's great. Right here, you see it's dried up a little bit where the paper's exposed, but in here under the paper, it's still pretty soft. See how soft that is? So the paper keeps it from drying out, which is great. And all I'm gonna do is take a couple cuts in this bag, let them kind of be able to get in there, make their own way, and that's it. Throw that right on top, mash it down so it's a little bit flat so it doesn't create any issues. But that cluster looks good, eating the pollen, eating it well, nice and calm. That's it. That was a quick check. All right, let's go over to the long Langstroth. First glance in these long hives, when you open up the whole thing, is kind of the first peek at how they're doing, because they go down in between the frames pretty quick. Ooh, nice cluster. And that pollen patty is all but gone. Look at that. Nice. Love seeing that. So this one, same sort of thing. I'm going to kind of flatten it out first this time, I think. A little bit better to do this with a knife. There we go. And that's it. With this, it needs to be a little bit flatter probably with these lids just to squish down. So I may have to kind of squish these bees down a little bit. Yeah, it went down just fine. All right, I think I'm gonna cut them first this time. Go ahead and flatten these guys out. All right, let's see what the middle hive looks like. Woo, nice cluster. Looking good. I don't think I opened up this one last time. Yeah, this is for a nice little 5-frame nuke. This is looking good. Plenty of food stores. See that food stores? When I can see capped honey on the top like that, I know they're doing good. That means they got plenty of food. They don't need this fondant in my mind. This is just an experiment. I think my bees are plenty well fed, but the fact that they're going through the sugar syrup so quickly, and now this fondant on top, and the reason I'm pushing down is I'm pushing down to kind of flatten out that patty. All right, one to go. This is a quick check. Everything looks good out here. I'm really happy so far. Woo! A little bit more on that patty. God, these are a lot of bees for this time of year, aren't they? I mean, they've only got to go to about 3.5 more weeks, and the maple's going to be blooming. A little bit of mold on that one. You kind of see there, that mold, but they're still eating it. I did cut that one, right? Yes, I did. All right, that is done. Didn't get a single sting. I shouldn't have said that, but I didn't. All right. Well, that was quick and dirty. Only just a few minutes in the hives. 1, 2, 3, 4 hives. Added a tiny little sandwich bag full of fondant. Let them chew on that, come back in about a week and just kind of see how they're chewing it. The bags I put on my hives last week that I checked this weekend, they were about 30% gone. So they obviously like the mixture of essential oils and sugar and a little bit of thymol I put in there. Thymol helps a little bit with nosema, just something else to think about. I don't have a nosema problem that I'm aware of. But anyway, that's my experiment with fondant. It's on all my hives. Keep you guys posted on the success. Have a great day.